Okay, so welcome everybody. We're going to do some mantra chanting tonight. And, so we'll just get straight into it. The mantra is a really mantra chanting, mantra meditation is a really easy way to meditate. We just simply focus on the sound vibration and let the sound vibrations of these transcendental sounds, these mantras or the names of the Supreme, the names of God, just wash over our heart and let the purifying effect just happen automatically. So this is like a very traditional way of meditation. It's not just meant for, you know, some kind of superficial peace or anything like that. It's actually a very deep and profound way of meditating. So let's start. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Namaste, everybody. Welcome. So we're going to just continue with our Sunday meditation evening with just going to talk a little bit about yoga wisdom, yoga philosophy, and what's that? Yeah. And so just before we do that, I always like to offer respect to my teacher. Just take a moment. Yeah. So we were, just mentioning briefly earlier how this meditation, it's not, it's a very, it's not a frivolous type of meditation, where somebody says, oh, I'm going to meditate, and they might sit down and close their eyes for a few minutes and just try and blank out and think of nothing and, try and experience some peace or something. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that per se, and that'll certainly have a good effect. It'll have some effect, to whatever degree we can calm our mind. This is a good thing. But when we're speaking about yoga meditation in connection with yoga, we're talking about something a lot deeper and a lot more meaningful. We're talking about spiritual realization, meditation for spiritual realization. And if we analyse the situation that we all find ourselves in, a person can come pretty quickly to the point where they can realise the value in this. It doesn't take much, but unfortunately, a lot of people just don't have time to just stop and just consider things for even just a few minutes. And one of the things we find, you'll find in all the yoga wisdom texts, you'll find two themes basically side by side. One, the temporary nature of the material situation, and the other, the counterpart, is, or the opposite side of that, is the permanence of the spiritual situation. So of course, yoga meditation is aiming for this spiritual realization, this permanent condition where our consciousness can be focused on that which is permanent. And it's not that difficult to see the even in general terms, I'm not even getting specific, it's not that difficult to see the value in this if we could look at the other side. That's why, like I say, in yoga wisdom, it's always presented both. It's never just, sort of like a fanatical presentation of spiritual wisdom. No, it's based on a foundation of an understanding of the material situation, which is very temporary. And if you analyse, for example, why is meditation and so on, yoga, all in vogue now? Because people are very frustrated and they're looking for a way to calm their mind. Let's see if we can calm the mind in some way. But where does the frustration come from? Why is there frustration in the first place? And if you that's what I was saying, yoga wisdom analyses this situation, and you can see it in general terms. It's because frustration arises because of the temporariness of every kind of material situation. Everything's temporary, and this causes frustration. The obvious example is our own body. Our body's temporary. We're in the prime of life for so long, and then it starts getting older and more wrinkly and unattractive and everything, and people are freaking out and trying to figure out, well, how can I stay pretty for longer? Or how can I stay healthier for longer? And we do what we can, but ultimately it's a losing battle. So it's just one example. Many other examples. Especially, I guess a lot of, COVID sort of woke, the whole COVID situation just really caused a lot of problems. Because why again? it got shown to us that all our security and our jobs and it's all temporary. Whether it was COVID or whether it could have been anything else, people are experiencing this temporariness and the frustration that comes with it. Relationships, another one, obvious. We're all looking for a loving relationship with someone, to share our life with. And, quite often a lot of those just tank for one reason or another. And this causes frustration, right? So I won't go on and on in this negative manner. People start, shut up already. But it's true, right? This is the point. It's temporary. That's so. So this is not negative. It's actually being very realistic. So this is the way of yoga. We analyze. It's temporary, and then we start to think. Oh well, is there something more permanent? Yes, there is. There's the whole, the way of spiritual realization. And it begins with, our understanding of ourselves. Again, we're not just a temporary body, we're actually spiritual in nature. So, sometimes people gradually develop these different kinds of spiritual realizations, or sometimes they can come a lot more quickly, all at once. But whatever it is, this meditation, especially that we do, it's has a very purifying effect on our mind, and so we can actually come to some realizations quite quickly through this really easy form of meditation. But I was going to go to something. These are all very basic ideas. I was going to go to something a little bit kind of more slightly deeper, I guess. And it was a talk that my spiritual teacher gave many years ago, and he kind of made an analogy of yoga, and and what yoga is all about, and what meditation, spiritual realization is all about. And he gave the example of and the temporary situation. He gave the example of the Titanic. Everybody knows the Titanic, right? A big luxury liner that went down, and there's a lot to learn from that. In a sense, you can learn a lot from that very quickly about, what yoga is. So, did many of you see the movie like a few years ago? I think there's been a few Titanic movies actually, and they all kind of have the same pattern. But right. Yeah, that thing went down. but apart from that, there was, it was sort of like this. They focused on a lot of the really rich passengers. They got their, state, immaculate staterooms and all this kind of stuff, and everybody thought this ship's unsinkable. Right? And here we are in luxury, and life is going to go on forever, and we're on this wonderful thing. And so, my teacher compared this with the way people see this life. Especially rich people think, yeah, I've got my mansions and my Rolls Royces and everything, and things are going to go on forever and stuff. And when we get the bad news that, cancer, or, you've hit the iceberg and the ship's going to sink, for a little while at least, people are, no, it's just going to go on forever. What do you mean it's sinking? And so, he gave the example like that this is how a lot of people, relate to material life, especially the ones that are doing really well in material life. You've got it all together, it's all perfect, and then you get a cancer diagnosis. It's kind of like it's kind of like that hitting the iceberg on the Titanic. So, and people don't want to face it. So, and he went on to explain that the way of yoga or the way of spiritual realization is, you start making your way to the deck very, very early. you don't sort of hang in your cabin way down there, pretending it's all going to be okay. Of course, we can have our cabin. There's nothing wrong with having our luxury cabin. We can have that too. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need to know that the iceberg is definitely going to happen. So we live in our cabin and stuff, and we also go to the deck very regularly and check it out. Check the situation out. In other words, we gain spiritual knowledge. We gain knowledge beyond our little world, in our little cabin down below, no matter how luxurious it may be. So, and then of course, the other interesting thing about this is how people, well, that's one way people react, and then, other people react in different ways, and I think, some people can get really fanatical. They approach spiritual life in a really fanatical way, like, oh, you've got to get to the lifeboats, and, they just get really fanatical. Is that right? Some people are really like that. And to the point of tromping all over people on their way to get to the lifeboats, it's like, get out of the way. So this is how sometimes people can be really, it's another way of being, not having the right kind of attitude towards this. So, and then there's different kinds of people that are understanding the situation. Sometimes people will just be interested in jumping onto the life raft themselves. But, one of the things we learn in yoga teaching was what's better than that is you actually go down to the cabins and start knocking on doors and letting people know, hey, this is not a good situation. You think you're safe and secure in this cabin, but it's not really. You need to start to open your eyes a little bit. So, in a sense, that's what this is. Some people may wonder what this place we have here is. We have our meditation programs. It's kind of like, you can understand it as the deck of the Titanic. You can come here and get a little bit of a broader perspective on things, and we're here to pass on yoga wisdom. And one of the things my teacher passed on to me was that don't be a miser. Tell a lot of your students, don't be misers. You've been given this vision, this understanding, or at least you've been given some knowledge and understanding about so many different aspects of spiritual wisdom. And said, now what are you going to do? Are you just going to bail off the boat? Okay, I'm good. Let me get the lifeboat for myself, and off I go. And see you later, everybody. As they're going down. No. So, most of us will do what we can. We'll work very hard. We'll labour. As a labour of love, the spiritual personalities will just go out of their way to do all sorts of things. Oh, I don't want to go to that cabin. Oh, I don't want to do that. No, we'll just do everything possible to try and help. And my spiritual master himself is a great example of that. He's dedicated his whole life. I've seen him, up close, not for many years now. I haven't seen him for quite a while, but before, many years ago, when I was with him for a little while, every minute of the day was dedicated to figuring out how to help people, how to pass on this wisdom to people. I won't go on too much longer, but another example from another one of our teachers way back in our disciplic line of teaching. He was an Indian. He had an Indian body, and he used to speak in that Indian British kind of way, as they were educated like that. And he said he was explaining the same principle, but the way he put it was, he said, if you see somebody about to go over the edge of a cliff and they don't know what they're doing, then he said a gentleman will, say something to them. Hey, excuse me, sir. You're heading in the wrong direction. Of course, I realise that these days you're not allowed to say words like gentleman. It's very uncool. But I don't know, it's a bit confusing. But back in the day, it was fine to say gentleman, and everybody knew exactly what you meant. A nice, respectful person. So this is what we're doing here. We're trying to. And going off the edge of a cliff, what is it? What's the nature of that? It's becoming so immersed in, self-centeredness and me, and that we just lose all sense of, we don't even have any desire for any, expanding of our consciousness to take in more than, just our own selfish interests. That's the real. So it can take many forms, this kind of self-centeredness. It can even happen with people who are supposedly very spiritual. Like I'm saying, oh, I'm spiritual, yeah, what? Oh, I'm just going to save myself. Okay, yeah, that's valid and that's good. But as my teacher once said, how much more wonderful is it? It's good you want to get off the boat and get in the life raft and sail away. But as he's put it once, how much more wonderful is it when a person just, yeah, I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go down into the bowels of the ship and see who I can bring up. So this is, just a few points about, the way of... the way of yoga and the way of yoga wisdom. Of course, it's much more than just cultivation, physical cultivation. And the wisdom, what is the wisdom? The wisdom is that we're all spiritual in essence. We're all children of the Supreme. And that is where, in that consciousness, in that experience of that spiritual relationship, that's where we're going to find the permanence we're all looking for. Because there's nothing wrong with looking for the permanence. It's just that if you look for it in the temporary material field, it's just going to cause frustration. That's all. It can't ever work. Maybe it'll work temporarily for a little while, if you're kind of reasonably lucky. But I think most of us have been around long enough to realise that, it won't last. So, where all the yoga wisdom texts explain that we should be, trying to find what's permanent. So this meditation actually can give us a little taste of that spiritual permanence that we're always looking for, or even you may be just not even thinking of spiritual. It can give you a taste of something, beyond the normal material experiences. So okay, so I'm gonna. We'll leave it at that. So we're just gonna spend the rest of the evening doing more of our meditation, chanting, and so I'm going to do another one, and then our friend Talamana Das is going to come do some more. Okay, so. So all these mantras, there's a few different mantras we're meditating on, the Om mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra. They're all spiritual sound vibrations which have the effect of, purifying our consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, so just going to have a change of Kirtan leaders. What's that? Do another? Okay. Which one's that? Oh, okay. That one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Haribol, everybody. Thank you. Chat.
Didn't we used to have a lot of capos? They're gone. I'll look in the drawer. Hang on.
On top, at the back.
He's complaining because I use a capo sometimes and it's hard to find the notes on the bass. So hopefully that'll make it easier. But we're not going to use one at the moment. All right. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramamsi Namini
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramamsi
Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namini Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radhe Krishna Pristayati Swarupananda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhattacharya Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Haribo. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Haribo. Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Haribo. Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Haribo. Gora Anga Gora Anga Gora Anga Gora Anga Gora Anga Om Hari Om Om Hari 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 Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. cool. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan, Haribo. Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan, Haribo.
Hare Shama Sundar, Vrindavan, Haribo. Hare Shama Sundar, Vrindavan, Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Shyama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Radharani Shyama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Gopala Govinda Rama Matana Mohana 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 Radharani Shyama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Radharani Shyama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Radharani Shama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Radharani Shama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo Radharani Shama Sundar Vrindavan Haribo All right, let's all chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Haribo, Krishna. All right, I think it brings us to the end of another Sunday evening. Any announcements that need to be made? I've got one. I'll plug Geelong if you're down that way. Every Tuesday evening, 6:30 to 8. You can come and chant with us if you want to. If you're down that way. And apart from that, I think
the Sunday from the first Sunday of March, we're going to start at 5 o'clock.
okay.
And we're going to have
Okay.
It's part of the program.
So the first Sunday of
First Sunday of March, 2
Ma-
weeks from now.
yeah, it's first Sunday of March, starting at 5 and going through to what 8:30, whatever.
Yeah, so the extended program.
Yeah, the extended program with a dinner if you want to come, and that'll be about what 5:30, 6 is it?
The dinner
Yeah.
about 6.
Okay, about 6. All right, guys. So I hope to see you here, and yeah, keep Hari bowling, Hari Bo, Krishna.